Let's talk about something that's been bothering me for a long time: the constant blaming and shaming of single moms. Everywhere I look online, there are posts and comments pointing fingers at women who are raising children on their own. It's exhausting and honestly, it's unfair. Today, I want to break down why this blame game is not only misguided but also deeply harmful. Let's dig into the real issues behind these stories and challenge the narratives that keep getting repeated. We all know that sometimes people make bad decisions, especially when it comes to relationships. Women, just like men, can end up with partners who aren't good for them. Sometimes these choices lead to pregnancies, and sometimes people who probably shouldn't be parents end up having children. There are so many reasons for this: lack of bodily autonomy, religious pressure, or just being young and inexperienced. But let's be real, everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. One thing that needs to be said loud and clear: having a baby does not fix a broken relationship. If someone treats you poorly, bringing a child into the mix won't magically make things better. In fact, it often makes things more complicated and difficult. Babies are not a solution for a partner's bad behavior. This is a hard truth, but it's important to acknowledge so we can move past the blame and focus on real support. It's frustrating to see women blamed for ending up in tough situations, especially when they were manipulated or trapped. Social media is full of stories where women are criticized for choices that were never really theirs. Sometimes they're pressured into relationships or parenthood by partners who change their behavior once they feel secure. This bait-and-switch tactic leaves women vulnerable and unsupported, yet the blame still falls on them. How many times have you heard about men who act like the perfect partner, only to reveal their true selves when their partner is most vulnerable? This is a common story. A woman thinks she's found someone trustworthy, but as soon as she's pregnant or committed, the mask comes off. Suddenly, she's left to deal with the consequences alone. Yet instead of holding these men accountable, society often turns on the woman. Many women grow up in environments where conservative or religious beliefs dictate their choices. They're taught to value marriage above all else, sometimes even when it's not what they want. These pressures can lead to rushed decisions, unwanted marriages, or pregnancies. It's important to recognize that not every woman has the freedom to make choices solely for herself. These outside influences play a huge role in shaping her life. Another reality is that many women are pressured into sexual situations they don't want. Whether it's from a partner, societal expectations, or even family, the pressure is real. Consent isn't always respected, and sometimes women end up in situations they never wanted. This can lead to pregnancies and ultimately single motherhood. Instead of blaming women, we need to talk about the lack of respect for their choices and boundaries. From a young age, many women are taught that their thoughts and opinions don't matter. This kind of upbringing makes it even harder for them to stand up for themselves or make independent choices. When society constantly tells women to be quiet and obedient, it's no wonder they struggle to assert themselves in relationships and life decisions. This silence is a big part of why so many end up in difficult situations. It's especially disheartening to see young single moms blamed for their circumstances. People are quick to judge, saying things like, "She should have picked better," or "She had kids too young." These comments ignore the complex realities that led to their situation. Instead of offering support, society piles on more shame, making it even harder for these women to move forward and provide for their children. Let's talk about the other side of the story: the fathers who aren't present. In so many cases, the man is the one who disappears, doesn't pay child support, or refuses to see his child. Yet the conversation rarely focuses on their responsibility. Instead, all the blame falls on the mother. This double standard is not only unfair, it's damaging to everyone involved, especially the children. Why is it that when things go wrong, people are so quick to blame the woman? Comments like, "She doesn't respect herself," or "This is why you shouldn't have kids," are everywhere. These statements ignore the real issues and put all the responsibility on one person. It's time to question why society is so eager to point fingers at women while letting men off the hook. If the man is the problem, then he's the problem. It's as simple as that. We need to stop twisting the narrative to make it seem like women are always at fault. When a man refuses to step up, doesn't support his child, or treats his partner poorly, he should be held accountable. Shifting the blame onto women only allows bad behavior to continue unchecked. Blaming women for men's bad behavior is a classic example of misogyny. It's a way of keeping women in their place and excusing men from their responsibilities. This mindset is deeply rooted in our culture and shows up everywhere, from social media to everyday conversations. Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward changing it. Instead of judging women who find themselves in tough situations, we should try to understand and empathize with them. Life is complicated and everyone's circumstances are different. Offering support and compassion can make a huge difference, not just for the moms but for their children as well. Let's choose empathy over judgment every time. It's easy to forget that behind every post and story online, there's a real person living through real struggles. Sometimes people pile on criticism just for internet points or Reddit karma without thinking about the impact their words have. We need to remember that these stories aren't just content, they're someone's life. Let's be more thoughtful about how we respond. Single moms are often the easiest targets for criticism and blame. Whether it's in the media, online, or even among friends and family, they face constant judgment. This targeting is not only unfair, it's harmful. It creates a cycle where women are afraid to ask for help or share their stories, which only makes things harder for them and their children. In the United States, single moms face unique challenges. From lack of affordable childcare to limited social support, the system often works against them. Instead of helping, society tends to judge and blame. It's important to recognize these structural issues and push for changes that actually support families rather than tearing them down. If we want things to change, we need to break the cycle of blame and shame. That means calling out misogyny when we see it, supporting single moms, and holding everyone accountable for their actions. It's not enough to just talk about these issues, we have to act. Change starts with each of us choosing empathy and understanding over judgment. Women need to support each other, especially when times are tough. Instead of tearing each other down for internet points or social approval, let's lift each other up. Solidarity and understanding can make a world of difference. When we support single moms, we're supporting stronger families and healthier communities. It's time to change the narrative around single moms. Instead of seeing them as failures or cautionary tales, let's recognize their strength and resilience. Raising a child alone is incredibly hard, and it takes courage and determination. By shifting our perspective, we can start to build a more supportive and understanding society. Lambing and shamming single moms doesn't solve anything. If we want to create a better world for everyone, we need to stop pointing fingers and start offering real support. Let's challenge the old narratives, hold everyone accountable, and choose empathy over judgment. Single moms deserve respect, understanding, and a community that stands with them.